are crazy popular. We just mentioned this a couple times during the show. Already 200 sets are gone.
And you know what? People love them. You know, Melissa Currig, as I like to call her, she says she uses them 4 times a day. She uses them every single morning for her eggs like this because, look, you get right into the edge. And my mother always says, I have to show you right here, she always says, finally, a tool that makes sense. Because if you see right here, you get right down into every tiny little corner of your pot. And you're not scraping it, all right? Now, let me tell you a little something about this guy. This was originally 500 years old, a Scottish implement for stirring oatmeal. And you can see it's a wonderful, you can imagine back in the day stirring the oatmeal. That's how I discovered it. It was just this old heirloom tool. And then I started using it for everything. I started using it for oatmeal. I started using it for scrambled eggs. I pulled it out of my crock every single time I wanted an instrument.
Exactly.
And the mashed potatoes, you know what I do, David? I mean, I didn't do it here, but I'll drain the potatoes that are already cooked. I can mash right down like this. I don't even need a potato masher.
But you can also fold all that butter and chives into those potatoes too.
Gotta fold and fold, and that's another
come on, it's almost mashed
beautiful
potato
thing.
season, kids. It's Thanksgiving right around the corner. Big old pot of taters.
Well, you know I work, you know, I run the Martha Stewart Test Kitchens, right?
Yes, I do know that.
So I had one little Spurtle in there, and I noticed that all the cooks were fighting, and I was like, so I gave them each their own Spurtle. I put a little color handle on the
back
end
off,
of it.
Desperado. Here's one for each of you.
Exactly. I thought, I didn't know you liked it so much. You were acting so casual. And the boss loves it, too.
Well, I would imagine Martha likes it.
Now, here we are with spaghetti squash. Perfect time of year for spaghetti squash, right? And you just go right in. This is our little spurt, David. You know how much we love little spurt.
Well, the
And
little
you just
spurt
pull it
is the one
right
that works just as hard as the big spurt. It's just that when you've got the 2 sizes, you pick the one that's appropriate for the job.
Exactly. And this, I'm telling you, I adore the little one. Now,
let me grab my card here and remind everyone, because I wrote this note here. Sold over 65,000 sets of these spurts since we first introduced them. And already in this show, we've taken orders for over 1,200 are gone.
Oh my goodness.
And you know what? My producer Erica tells me a lot of folks are buying more than one, which tells me they're buying these for gifts.
they know it's good now.
You have a foodie on your gift list, put it in their stocking. They'll love these.
So listen, I go right in like this, and then I don't have to get the spoon business where you're like, it's stuck. It's just a scrape, self-cleaning scrape. And then that same thing I'm using here to stir up the potato salad. It may be fall, but I'm not done. And you know, David, I want to thank your wonderful audience. They have embraced this humble little tiny Spurtle in such a beautiful way. And now, like when I post on social media on Mad Hungry, everybody writes, I love it, I gave it away, I got another one, I gave it away. And you know what, one more thing here. How many times does something like this melt?
Well, we use these other tools and they end up looking like they've been to the war and back.
They have, and then you get a scraped up pan like this, and the thing about this Spurtle is it doesn't scrape anything. It's made from antimicrobial bamboo, which is amazing.
Right.
That means it's a sustainable, and it doesn't smell if you use it for different things.
Hey, I have a question for you, Mom.
Of course.
How many sons do you have at home?
Let's go there. I have 3, but they've always got 3, so there's always 6 to 8.
How many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches do you think you made in your lifetime?
Well, let me put it this way. If I had $1 for every one, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
You wouldn't be here talking about Spurtle. This is what I'm talking about.
And if I had a little Spurtle when I was making all those peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I would have been a lot faster. Look at one swoop, boom.
Done.
One swoop, boom. Not all that.
Here's another thing that's so great about the Spurtle. If you've got lots and lots of cupcakes to ice, look at this. We'll come over and show you in just a moment. You get a big old hunk of icing out of the canister, and then just go right on top.
And that's what you love. You always go straight for the sweets, David.
Always the sweets. Look at that. And I'm ready to go. Now I'm doing that quickly. I can neaten that up a little bit.
Now, here's the scoop. I always say it stirs and look, it scrapes. It's like a bench scraper. You know the fancy chefs have those bench scrapers, David, that scrape everything. So you can scrape like this. In one fell swoop, you're scraping right into your bowl, right?
And you know what? So many times, and I've been guilty of this too, you're chopping on your cutting board and then you use your knife to gather up everything you've just cut.
And it falls on the floor.
Well, and it's also bad for the knife.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing is you're scooping everything up and then you run the risk of cutting yourself and all those kinds of things, and it's not good to be scraping the knife on an angle against your board. This is just going to be perfect. And look at this. Now, what Lucinda's doing is folding.
And also
she's not mixing,
mashing.
She's folding and then mashing
smashing.
Or smashing the tuna salad together.
So I basically scooped everything off with this. I got the mayonnaise out of the jar and I'm smashing down the tuna. One tool is doing everything, and then so easy to just clean right off. Now, I'm gonna go back to your folding comment, because when you are a baker and people tell you to fold, you're usually using a plastic spatula, and you really don't know what folding is. This is perfect because it gives you strength and what they call purchase. So folding is when you're literally going in like this.
And did you notice what Lucinda did? She cut the bowl in half.
Yeah, you cut it in half.
And then you fold it back into itself.
And if you have a spatula that's plastic, which is great for some things, it doesn't give you all this surface area to do the folding. So this is why I absolutely love it for folding.
Yeah, that's a great
technique
and technique to remember. When you're folding anything, cut in the middle and fold it back into itself. That way you can fold all the ingredients together without mixing them and sometimes pulverizing ingredients too.
Exactly.
Miss Lucinda
We're
Scalaquin,
scraping.
I need to ask you a question.
I'm there.
Without giving away any information.
Okay.
I understand that there's something new coming from Spurtle this fall.
Oh, it's so exciting.
That's all we can say for now.
Except
but
for
I will tell you.
All I can say is anyone who sees what I'm doing next is like on me like white on rice.
I'll just say something is coming from Spurtle you don't want to miss.
It'll be Spurtle Mania USA.
5,600 sets are gone.
Oh my
1,100 people are on the lines. And stay there. We're going to get you all squared away. You, Angel,
love you.
thank you so
You're the
much.
best.
Let's bring Mary in as we wrap up our show. And thank you so much. It's always good to have all our girls here. Hey, come on in with that sign there, Beth. This Wednesday, it's our Comfort Food Cook event. We have a 4-hour In the Kitchen with David, which we're super, super excited about. It's going to be 24 hours of cooking on cue, comfort cooking, and my recipe.